Hi there. In this Microsoft Office PowerPoint video, we'll take a quick look at the outline view. So I've got the previous presentation here. I'm just going to quickly close PowerPoint without saving. I'll open it up again. Blank presentation. And I'm going to choose View here and Outline View. So what outline view allows me to do is add a bunch of text, and depending on what non-printing characters I add to that text, it'll break the text across my slides. So I've got all my text selected in my notepad. Just go Control A. I'll just bring it in so you can see what I'm doing. So I've got a notepad document with all of my content in it. And you see I've got numbers for each slide. So that helps when we're identifying where our slides begin as well. So I'm going to go Control A, Control C, and I'll paste that right into Outline. So when you do that, you basically end up with all of the content on one slide, which of course is not what you want. So at this point, I don't pay any attention to what's happening over here in the slide view, and until I'm finished all of my modifications over here. So basically it says one slide, everything is on slide 1. So in order to get this second slide on slide 2, I'm just going to hit backspace and then I'm going to hit enter, and that puts it on a second slide. And I'll do the same thing here as well, and enter, and I'll go through and do that. So I put each piece of content on individual slides, but the problem here now is all of the content is sitting up in the title. So I want to move this stuff out of the title. So basically the first line of the content you paste and then move into another slide will be considered the title. So I'm just going to do the same thing for all of this text. I'm going to go backspace and enter. So I go backspace and I hit enter. That puts it on a new slide, but I want it in the same slide but in a separate content, piece of content there. So I'm just going to hit Home and use this little button here. You can also use Tab, but this is a little bit more straightforward. And now you see that content is sitting in the content area, not the title. So again, I'll do that here. I hit backspace, enter, and then increase list level. Now it's in the content area, and I'll go through and do that for all 10 slides. Again, backspace, enter, and increase list level. So now all of my content is no longer sitting in the title. It's in its own content area. So now I want to add my layout. So as I mentioned before, I always like 2 content because I always want an image on every single slide, because a picture is worth 1,000 words. So you should always have a picture. And as you read through the content of this particular presentation I'm building, you'll see that we should only have 5 words per line, maximum of 5. I always say 3 points per slide, and then we can expound on it verbally. So I'm going to make this layout. So I can choose a new slide layout here to 2 content. And then I'm just going to click in here and hit F4 on my keyboard. Sometimes it doesn't work. I'll just choose 2 content and try F4 again. There, it worked that time. F4. F4 will redo the last thing you do with the previous selection. So sometimes it doesn't work and you have to go back and choose 2 content for some reason. I don't know why that is. There we go, nice. There we go. So now I have all of the content separated onto slides. I've pulled the content that ended up in the title down into the content area, and then I've changed the layout. Now there's one more thing I have to do. If you see here, this should be a sublist, just like we saw when we were copying and pasting the text into individual slides. So I'm going to select that one and use my increase list level as well to make it a sublist. And there's another one down here as well. So you can actually select it right in the outline view. You don't have to go into the slide. And personally, I always work in outline view because frequently a presentation that I'm delivering begins its life in another document, such as a Word document, a technical document that I've created to use for a course, for the content for a course or a presentation or something like that. Then I'll copy and paste it into the outline view, organize it into slides, and then edit it for the purposes of a presentation. So the next thing I'm going to do is quickly add my theme. So again, notice that I haven't used this area whatsoever in getting my content into the presentation, and I never do. Yeah, I can safely say I never touch any of this stuff. Every time I create a presentation, it's just plain text and then structure applied. Again, the text that belongs in the title will be in the title, and then everything else is bullet points. So that when you go to design and you choose a theme, that theme will be applied. And you'll see sometimes when you choose a theme, the differences are remarkable. And you will not have a seamless interchange between themes without that practice being followed. Again, removing all formatting. All we want is the structure of the document. So this one, you see that it actually has a horizontal rule. The text changed remarkably. We have all capitals here. Let's see this one here. There's some where the title and the content will actually switch places as well. You can mouse over each one of these to see what it's going to look like. There's one. Look at that. Remarkably different. You would never guess that it's actually the same presentation. It's changed so drastically. So that's using the outline view. Thanks so much for watching.